In the barracks of the interstellar garrison, the air buzzed with laughter as alien soldiers pointed and mocked the new human recruit standing awkwardly at the doorway. A lone figure among the seasoned warriors, the recruit, named Alex Mercer, stood out like a solitary tree in a desolate plain. The Zorathians, known for their immense height and rock-like physique, found his presence particularly amusing. Alex, who had been transferred to the elite multi-species unit under the Galactic Coalition's integration initiative, was met with skepticism from the Zorathian fighters, especially from Sergeant Raxar. "Hey, human, can you even carry your gear? Or do we need to fetch you a dolly?" Raxar's deep, rumbling voice carried through the room, causing more laughter. Unperturbed, Alex began to don his armor with calm precision. He had endured far worse on Earth, fighting his way through the gritty streets of New York City where survival was an everyday battle. The military had offered him an escape, a new chance to prove himself. As he secured his gear, Alex reflected on his rigorous training on Earth, intense drills and relentless challenges that pushed human limits. The Zorathians had no inkling of what humans were truly capable of. Their first mission arrived swiftly. An urgent distress signal came from a remote moon's mining colony, and the squad was mobilized. The Zorathians, with their formidable strength and fearsome reputation, led the charge, while Alex followed silently, observing from the rear. The dropship landed on the harsh, rocky landscape. The enemy was a swarm of rogue mechanoid drones, programmed for destruction and moving like a plague across their path. Raxar took command, barking orders as the Zorathians formed a defensive line. Alex was stationed at the rear, seemingly the weakest link in their chain. The battle commenced with the Zorathians unleashing their full might. Despite their valiant efforts, the mechanoids' sheer numbers began to overwhelm them. As the defensive line faltered, Raxar's frustration grew. "Hold the line," Raxar roared, desperation evident in his voice. Seeing his chance, Alex moved swiftly, slipping through the chaos with a grace that belied his earlier awkwardness. He reached the breach where a Zorathian soldier had fallen and took his place. "What are you doing, human?" Raxar shouted. Ignoring him, Alex raised his rifle and began to fire with precise accuracy. Each shot found its mark in the mechanoid's weak spots, and the machines began to fall. Raxar watched in astonishment as Alex held the line, his movements a blur of efficiency. The Zorathians, inspired by Alex's unexpected prowess, rallied and pushed the mechanoids back. Gradually, the tide turned in their favor, and cheers erupted as the last of the machines were destroyed. The moon was secured once more. Covered in grime and sweat, Alex stood among the towering Zorathians, his rifle still smoking. Raxar approached with an unreadable expression. "You fought well, human," he admitted grudgingly. "For a human." Alex simply nodded, a faint smile on his lips. He wasn't here for accolades. He was here to make a statement. "Next time, don't underestimate the guy in the newbie's gear," he replied. As the squad boarded the dropship for the return trip, the atmosphere had changed. The Zorathians' previous disdain had turned into respect. Back at the base, the barracks were filled with a newfound camaraderie. Alex was no longer seen as an outsider, but as an integral member of the team. Sergeant Raxar, once skeptical, now saw Alex as a valuable asset and pushed him hard, testing his limits and refining his skills. Alex rose to every challenge, driven to prove that humans were as capable as any species in the galaxy. During a campfire training exercise, Raxar shared a rare moment of candor. "You know, Alex, I used to think humans were weak, but you've shown me otherwise. You've got heart, and that counts for a lot." Alex chuckled. "We humans have a saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog." Raxar laughed deeply. "I like that. Maybe there's more to your kind than meets the eye." Under the starry sky, Alex felt a deep sense of belonging. He had found his place among the Zorathians, not as a human outsider, but as a respected member of the squad. Yet, he knew that the real challenges lay ahead. The squad soon faced their toughest mission yet. Commander Jorik called them into the briefing room, his expression grave. "We have a situation," Jorik began. "Intelligence indicates a rogue faction plans an attack on the Galactic Coalition's Central Command on Delta 9. This station is crucial for our operations. If it falls, we lose everything. The stakes had never been higher. The enemy was using advanced cloaking technology, making their movements nearly invisible. This mission would test their abilities to the limit. As the squad geared up, the tension was palpable. The dropship ride to Delta 9 was quiet, each soldier lost in thought. Upon arrival, the sensors detected unusual readings, evidence of the cloaking tech. The dropship landed on the outskirts of the station, and the squad moved through the dim corridors. Without warning, cloaked figures appeared, their advanced weaponry wreaking havoc. Alex fought fiercely, his skills and instincts sharper than ever. Amidst the chaos, he saw Raxar struggling against multiple foes and charged to his aid. Together, they became a formidable team. "Alex, we need to reach the control room and disable their cloaking device," Raxar shouted. Alex nodded and pushed forward with renewed determination. The squad fought their way through the station, reaching the control room where the rogue faction's leader, a cybernetically enhanced figure, awaited them. "So, the human and his alien friends think they can stop us?" the leader sneered. "This ends now," Alex declared, stepping forward. A fierce battle ensued, with Alex focusing on the leader. As the battle raged, Alex spotted the control panel for the cloaking device and fought his way towards it. "Cover me," Alex shouted to Raxar, who immediately protected him. With a final keystroke, Alex deactivated the cloaking device, revealing the full extent of the enemy forces. The squad, now able to see their targets, fought with renewed vigor. The leader, realizing the tide had turned, attempted to escape. Alex intercepted him, their struggle intense. Drawing on every ounce of his training, Alex overpowered the leader, bringing him to the ground. "It's over," Alex said firmly. The remaining enemy forces, demoralized and disorganized, were quickly subdued. As the dust settled, Raxar approached Alex, pride and respect evident in his eyes. "You did it, Alex." "We did it," Raxar said. "It was a team effort," Alex replied, relieved. Commander Jorik's voice crackled over the comms. "Excellent work, squad. The station is secure, and the threat has been neutralized. Return to base for debriefing." The ride back to base was filled with a sense of triumph and relief. The squad had faced the ultimate test and emerged victorious. At the barracks, their bonds were stronger than ever. Commander Jorik praised their bravery and skill. "Today, you've proven yourselves to be the finest warriors the Galactic Coalition has ever known," Jorik declared. "Your courage has saved countless lives." Raxar stepped forward, placing a hand on Alex's shoulder. "This human recruit has shown us what true strength and determination look like. Alex, you've earned our respect and trust." The squad cheered, their camaraderie evident. Alex, once an outsider, had become an integral part of the team, demonstrating that humanity had a significant place among the stars. As they celebrated their victory, Alex knew this was just the beginning. With his squad by his side, he was ready for whatever challenges the galaxy had in store. In the quiet moments that followed, Alex reflected on his journey, from the streets of New York to being the rookie ridiculed by his peers. Now, he stood among the best, his true skill and power recognized by all, and he knew that together, they could achieve anything. The aftermath of their recent victory over the rogue faction was still fresh in the minds of the squad. In the days that followed, the barracks buzzed with a newfound energy. The camaraderie among the team members had deepened, and Alex Mercer, once the subject of derision, was now seen as an integral part of their ranks. Yet, even as they celebrated their success, the shadow of future challenges loomed large. Commander Jorik's briefing had hinted at more difficult trials ahead, and the squad was eager to demonstrate their continued worth. One evening, as the squad gathered in the mess hall, the mood was buoyant. The walls were lined with hollow portraits of past heroes and historical victories, their faces a silent testament to the countless battles fought and won. The Zarathians, usually so imposing, were in high spirits, sharing stories and laughter. Alex, sitting among them, felt a sense of belonging that he had never known before. Raxar, still a mentor of sorts, slapped Alex on the back. "You did good, kid, but don't get too comfortable. The next mission is going to push us even harder." Alex grinned, appreciating the gesture of camaraderie. I'm ready for whatever comes next. The next morning, as the squad prepared for their daily training, Commander Jorik summoned them to the briefing room. The air was thick with anticipation. When Jorik entered, his face was etched with seriousness. "Gather around, everyone," Jorik began, his voice brooking no argument. "We have new intelligence. A powerful energy source has been detected in the Epsilon Nebula. We suspect it's being used by a faction known as the Draxion Syndicate. They are a notorious group of interstellar pirates known for their brutal tactics and advanced technology." A hollow display flickered to life, showing the dense, colorful gas clouds of the Epsilon Nebula, punctuated by a blinking red, indicating the energy source. "This energy source," Jorik continued, "could tip the balance of power in the galaxy. We need to investigate and neutralize any threat it might pose. This mission will test every ounce of your skills." Raxar exchanged glances with Alex, his expression thoughtful. "Looks like we're in for a ride." As the squad geared up and boarded their ship, Alex felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The vastness of space stretched before them, the nebula's vibrant colors painting the darkness of the cosmos. The journey to the Epsilon Nebula was swift but tense. The squad remained silent, each member lost in their thoughts. When they arrived, the nebula's dense gases swirled around them, obscuring their view. The energy source was located on a derelict space station, hidden within the nebula's core. The squad landed their ship at a safe distance and began their approach on foot. The station loomed ahead, a massive structure of metal and forgotten technology, shrouded in the nebula's swirling mists. It was eerily quiet, the only sound the distant hum of the ship's engines. "Stay alert," Raxar instructed, his voice a low growl. "We don't know what kind of defenses the Syndicate might have set up." The team moved forward, their steps careful and deliberate. Alex's senses were heightened, his training making him acutely aware of every sound and movement. They reached the station's entrance, a massive door sealed tight. Alex, now proficient in tech operations, began to interface with the station's security system. As he worked, he could feel the weight of the squad's expectations. The Zarathians watched, their confidence in him having grown since their last mission. With a final hiss, the door slid open, revealing the dark, labyrinthine corridors of the station. The interior was a maze of shadowed halls and flickering lights. The squad split into two teams, one to explore the upper levels and the other to investigate the lower sections. Alex was part of the team heading down into the station's lower depths. The air grew colder and more mechanical as they descended. They passed through a series of control rooms and maintenance shafts, their movements swift and silent. Suddenly, the silence was shattered by the blare of an alarm. The Draxion Syndicate had detected their presence. The team braced for an attack as armed Syndicate guards appeared from the shadows, their advanced weaponry and sleek armor glinting in the dim light. The battle erupted with fierce intensity. Alex fought alongside the Zarathians, his rifle blazing as he moved with precision. His previous training and experiences made him a formidable force, his agility and accuracy complementing the brute strength of his alien comrades. Despite their best efforts, the Syndicate's defenses were formidable. They pushed deeper into the station, encountering increasingly sophisticated traps and automated defenses. The Draxion Syndicate had clearly prepared for a siege. In the midst of the chaos, Alex noticed a series of control panels that seemed to be powering the station's defenses. He signaled to Raxar and moved towards them, determined to disable the security systems. As Alex worked furiously at the control panels, Raxar and the rest of the team fought off waves of Syndicate attackers. The battle raged around them, and Alex could feel the pressure mounting. His hands flew over the controls, bypassing security protocols and shutting down the defenses. Finally, with a beep of confirmation, the control panels powered down. The squad pressed forward, the path now clear. They reached the core of the station, where the energy source was housed, a massive, glowing reactor pulsating with raw power. "Keep your eyes open," Raxar warned, his voice filled with tension. "This is where they'll make their last stand." The reactor room was a volatile environment, with energy fluctuations creating dangerous surges of power. The Draxion Syndicate's leader, a tall figure with a cybernetic eye and a cruel smile, awaited them. So, you've made it this far, the leader sneered. But you're too late. The energy source is already in our control. You'll never stop us. Alex stepped forward, his eyes locking with the leader's. We're not here to negotiate. We're here to stop you. The final confrontation was fierce and brutal. The Syndicate's leader fought with a combination of advanced technology and raw strength. Alex and Raxar worked together seamlessly, their movements coordinated and precise. In the chaos, Alex spotted an access panel on the reactor. He knew that if they could disrupt the reactor's core, they could neutralize the threat. Raxar, cover me, Alex shouted. Raxar launched himself into the fray, creating a barrier between Alex and the leader. Alex fought his way to the access panel and began to input a series of commands designed to overload the reactor. With a final keystroke, Alex triggered a feedback loop that started the reactor's shutdown sequence. The station began to tremble, and the Seraphim Syndicate's leader, realizing their plan was unraveling, made a desperate attempt to escape. Alex intercepted him once more, their struggle intense. Drawing on every ounce of his training and determination, Alex overpowered the leader, bringing him to the ground. It's over, Alex said, his voice steady amidst the chaos. With the reactor deactivated, the remaining Syndicate forces were quickly subdued. The squad secured the area, and the energy source was neutralized. As the dust settled, Raxar approached Alex, a rare smile on his face. You did well, Alex. You've proven yourself once again. Alex nodded, relieved. It was a team effort. We did it together. Commander Jorik's voice came over the comms, filled with pride. Excellent work, squad. The threat has been neutralized, and the energy source is secured. Return to base for debriefing. The journey back was filled with a sense of accomplishment. The squad had faced a formidable enemy and emerged victorious. At the base, the atmosphere was one of celebration and camaraderie. Commander Jorik praised their efforts, acknowledging their bravery and skill. Raxar stepped forward, placing a hand on Alex's shoulder. This mission showed me once again what you're capable of. You've earned our respect and trust. The squad cheered, their bond stronger than ever. Alex, once a rookie ridiculed by his peers, had become a respected member of the team. As they celebrated, Alex knew that their journey was far from over. The galaxy was vast and filled with challenges, but with his squad by his side, he was ready to face whatever came next. In the quiet moments that followed, Alex reflected on his journey, from the streets of New York to becoming a key player in the galaxy's defense. He had proven his worth and found his place among the stars, ready for the battles that lay ahead. The squad's recent victory had earned them a brief respite, a chance to recover and regroup. Yet, as the days passed, it became clear that the relative calm was only the eye of the storm. The galaxy was restless, and threats were emerging from the shadows. Commander Jorik called the team together for another briefing. This time, his expression was grave, and the atmosphere in the briefing room was tense. The holo display flickered to life, projecting a dark, foreboding image of a planet surrounded by swirling, ominous clouds. This, Jorik began, is Eryndor. It was once a peaceful world on the edge of the galaxy, but recent reports indicate that it has been taken over by a rogue faction known as the Draxion Syndicate. The image zoomed in on the planet's surface, showing a network of dark, pulsating energy fields and fortified structures. The Draxion Syndicate is known for their ruthless tactics and advanced biotechnology. They've established a stronghold on Eryndor, exploiting its resources and terrorizing the local population. Our mission is to infiltrate their stronghold, disable their operations, and liberate the planet. Raxar, his face set in determination, glanced at Alex. This one's going to be tough. The Draxion Syndicate is not to be underestimated. Alex met Raxar's gaze with equal resolve. I'm ready. The squad prepared for deployment, each member focused on the mission ahead. As their ship approached Eryndor, the planet's once lush surface was now a scarred and desolate landscape. The Draxion stronghold loomed large, its spires and fortifications casting dark shadows over the ruined terrain. The dropship landed several kilometers from the stronghold. The squad disembarked, their steps crunching on the cracked ground. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and the hum of distant machinery. Raxar led the team through the barren landscape, navigating towards the stronghold's perimeter. The team's objective was to infiltrate and disable the Syndicate's operations from within, but first, they needed to avoid detection. As they approached the outer defenses, Alex's sharp eyes noticed a series of hidden sensors and automated turrets. "There are traps everywhere," he whispered, pointing out the concealed threats. "Good eye," Raxar acknowledged. "We'll need to be careful." The squad moved stealthily, avoiding the sensors and disabling the turrets with precision. They reached a ventilation shaft that led directly into the heart of the stronghold. Alex worked quickly to hack into the control system, opening the shaft and allowing them entry. Inside, the stronghold was a maze of corridors and chambers, the walls lined with glowing energy conduits and the hum of machinery. The squad split into two teams, one to disable the energy fields and the other to locate and free any captives. Alex's team navigated through the labyrinthine corridors, encountering sporadic patrols of Draxion enforcers. They moved silently, taking out guards with lethal efficiency. The further they went, the more intense the resistance became. In one of the central chambers, they found a control room filled with screens displaying various parts of the stronghold. Alex quickly began working on the main terminal, his fingers flying over the controls as he bypassed security protocols. "We need to shut down the central energy field," Alex said, his focus intense. "It's powering the entire complex." The task was complicated by the fact that the control room was guarded by elite Draxion soldiers. As Alex worked, his teammates held off the attackers, their combined firepower keeping the enemies at bay. After a tense battle, Alex succeeded in deactivating the central energy field. The chamber's lights flickered and went dark, and the energy fields around the stronghold began to collapse. "Good job, Alex," Raxar's voice came over the comms. "We've reached the prisoner holding cells. Meet us there." Alex and his team made their way to the holding cells, where they found a group of prisoners, locals who had been captured and forced to work for the Syndicate. They quickly freed the prisoners, providing them with basic supplies and guiding them to safety. With the energy field down, the stronghold's defenses were weakened. The remaining squad members fought their way through the stronghold, their objective clear: disable the remaining operations and eliminate the Draxion leadership. In the heart of the stronghold, they encountered the Draxion Syndicate's leader, a formidable figure with cybernetic enhancements and a commanding presence. "You think you can defeat us?" the leader sneered, his voice echoing through the chamber. "We are unstoppable." Alex stepped forward, determination in his eyes. "Not today." The final confrontation was fierce and brutal. The Draxion leader fought with a combination of advanced weaponry and bio-enhancements. Alex and Raxar worked together, their teamwork a seamless blend of skill and strategy. As the battle raged, Alex spotted a series of power conduits that were feeding the Syndicate's weapon systems. He realized that if they could disable these conduits, they could cripple the Draxion's capabilities. "Cover me," Alex shouted to Raxar. Raxar charged into the fray, creating a protective barrier around Alex as he worked to disable the conduits. Sparks flew and alarms blared as Alex expertly cut through the power feeds, causing the Syndicate's weapons to malfunction. With their defenses collapsing, the Draxion leader made a desperate attempt to escape. Alex intercepted him, their struggle a brutal clash of strength and skill. Drawing on his training and determination, Alex managed to overpower the leader, bringing him to the ground. "It's over," Alex said, his voice steady as he restrained the leader. With the Syndicate's leadership defeated and their operations crippled, the remaining forces were quickly subdued. The stronghold was secured, and the local population was freed from their torment. As the squad regrouped, Commander Jorik's voice came over the comms. "Excellent work, squad. Eryndor is liberated, and the Draxion Syndicate's threat has been neutralized. Return to base for debriefing." The journey back to base was filled with a sense of accomplishment and relief. The squad had faced a formidable enemy and emerged victorious once again. At the base, Commander Jorik praised their efforts, acknowledging their bravery and skill. "You've proven yourselves time and again," Jorik said. "Your actions have made a significant impact, not just on the battlefield, but on the lives of those you freed." Raxar approached Alex, a genuine smile on his face. "You did well, Alex. You've shown that you're more than just a rookie. You're a true warrior." Alex nodded, a sense of pride swelling within him. Thank you, Raxar. I couldn't have done it without the team. As they celebrated their victory, Alex reflected on his journey. From the streets of New York to the heart of interstellar conflict, he had proven himself time and again. The galaxy was vast and filled with challenges, but with his squad by his side, he was ready for whatever came next. In the quiet moments that followed, Alex looked up at the stars, feeling a profound sense of belonging. He had found his place among the stars, not as an outsider, but as a respected member of the team. The battles ahead would be tough, but he knew that together they could face anything. And as the squad prepared for their next mission, Alex was ready to face the darkness with the same resolve and determination that had carried him through the trials of the galaxy.